All right, how are you guys? It's the finale of the FA Cup. Manchester United is going to be taking on the side of Manchester City. I don't know what your thoughts are about it, but we are here to bring you the confirmed starting 11 for the club of Manchester United, as you tell us who is going to win the FA Cup, who is going to win the FA Cup this time round. Is it Man City or Man United? Rokan David is my name. It's a Sunday, last game of the season for the club of Manchester United. The manager is going to hit to speak, and we don't know what is going to happen after this game of football. We are waiting to see how things really pan out for the club of Manchester United into the mix. So this is how United is really going to be lining up today. Man City has also gone ahead to read its starting 11, and the rest is really up to the players to see to it that they really dance to the tactics of the manager. And I've always told you that if Man United players happen to obviously come up and really follow up what the manager is going to let them know, I tell you, Manchester United have every what it takes to emerge as champions of this encounter. And Erik ten Hag has a very good, strong squad that can help him go through this game of football. Smash the like button close to 100 times. The Muslims, Barakallahu fikum, and may the living to God bless your banner to the Christians. And let's obviously jet into this. I know we are into a very worrying mode as fans of Manchester United because we don't know exactly what is really going to be up for. It's going to be up on stake for the club of Manchester United as far as Erik ten Hag's future is concerned. But all in all, what we have to do is to keep it this channel, and we're bringing you the latest news and information. Most people are really waiting to see what Erik ten Hag is going to be saying in the end of this game, and they feel like if you read well in between the lines, you'll get to know where exactly this guy is going to be next season. Now, the starting 11 has Onana. There is Amrabat, there is Martinez, there is Bruno Fernandes, there is Rashford, Garnacho, Rafael Varane playing his last game for the club of Manchester United, then Diego Dallo, Wan-Bissaka, Kobe Mainoo, and Scott McTominay. That is the starting 11 for the club of Manchester United. The bench has Ben Dayer, John Evans, there is Kambuala, there is Lindelof, Amad Diallo, Eriksson, Mount, Anthony, and Rasmus Højlund. You ask yourself as to why Rasmus Højlund hasn't gone ahead to start in the previous 3 games. Is he really nursing an injury? Because I believe the manager would have gone ahead to be starting him. But on the other hand, you look at what he offers when he comes on through off the bench. He has gone ahead to score 2 goals in 2 consecutive games off the bench. That's what makes him a special player for the club of Manchester United. And I think that's where Ten Hag has gone ahead to get it right into this game of football. When you look at the bench, I don't see Casemiro. He's not even the starting 11. What's wrong with Casemiro? What's wrong with him? I don't really know what's wrong with Casemiro in there for you. Man City, Ortega Moreno, there is Kyle Walker, there is John Stones, Nathan Ake, Vadio, Rodrigo, Kovacic, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Foden, Phil, and Erling Haaland. That is the team for the club of Manchester United that is set to start against the side. That is the side of Man City that is set to start against Manchester United. Then substitutes: Carson, Diaz, Grealish, Doku, Alvarez, Akanji, Nunes, Bob, and Lewis. That is the starting 11 for the side of City. And the only injured player they are having is the goalkeeper, who goes by the names of Ederson Moraes. So you've gone ahead to see everything, and I'm just waiting to see an explanation as to why this guy is really out. And who am I talking about? I'm talking about Casemiro. Many of you are already into the voting lines, and you're really into the live chat. You're voting for who you think is going to really be the man to win this beautiful game of football. The system is 4-3-2, a system that Erik ten Hag has gone ahead to be playing with for the previous kind of games, and he has gone ahead to obviously get results. And he has gone ahead to apply it again And here it is again as we take on the side of CT. Now, Onana is in goal. One of the players that Ten Hag brought in and really put in a very bad start of the season, and is really one of those that are going to obviously hit the ground running. Then Wan-Bissaka is playing as the right back for the club of Manchester United, as I predicted during what we call the match preview in the morning, that Bissaka is going to be played on the right. Dalot is played on the left to see to it that he obviously safeguards that side. Then Lisandro Martinez, in a long while, he has going to partner again with Rafael Varane. And Lisandro Martinez is playing on the left side of the central defense, and Rafael Varane is playing onto the right side of the central defense. Now, that is the back five for the club of Manchester United. Now, the next two players that are playing next to the players in the back five are Amrabat and Kobbie Mainoo. Players you really anticipated that they have a lot of work to do today to really shield that back four, because Man City is a side that always makes it hard for it to get into the side. Rashford and Garnacho, the next two in there for you, and then Bruno Fernandes and Scott McTominay. You understand? So that is a system of 4-2-2-2, triple system. The team that really plays it a lot goes by names of RB Leipzig. That is it. RB Leipzig has gone ahead to find themselves playing this system on a regular, and even when Ralf Rangnick came in through, it's the system that he first really used as an interim manager for the club of Manchester United, but these players felt like they couldn't match it because it requires a lot of intensity. But my worry is all about Marcus Rashford. Is he really ready to start in a game like this? You know, I know he has the experience, experience needed, but is he really ready? Maybe the manager wants to obviously play Marcus Rashford for like 60 minutes and then get in the side of Rasmus Højlund to obviously take them onto the run. And when you look at the lineup in here that Sky Sports is putting up, it's a 4-1-2-3-1. You know, so we don't exactly what system it is, but I tell you, those are the players that Ten Hag is going to hit to name to take on the side of Manchester United. So take on the side of Man City. Man City have come up with a 4-2-3-1. They're having Ortega, Kyle Walker as the right back, Josko Vardio as the left back, John Stones and Nathan Ake in the central defense, Rodri and Kovacic, double pivot, Kevin De Bruyne, central attacking midfielder, Bernardo Silva, right attacking midfielder, and Phil Foden, a left attacking midfielder, and Erling Haaland is leading the line. Now, when you look at Bernardo Silva, he's going to be facing Diogo Dalot. I know Dalot will do the need for obviously stop Bernardo Silva, but the problem is Bernardo won't obviously commit himself to the side where Dalot is. He's going to invert a lot in the midfield, and that shows you that the likes of Rashford have to track back, you know. The same applies to Phil Foden. Garnacho has to track back to see to it that we are really having huge numbers into the central defense, into our final third, that will obviously see us take ourselves to where we deserve to be as a side of Manchester United. So, when you look at their midfield, Rodri, Kovacic, and Kevin De Bruyne, I know Kobbie Mainoo, Amrabat can do the job in there for you, and Bruno Fernandes, if at all, he really keeps his positional sense. The problem with Bruno Fernandes, he's very creative, but he isn't that kind of player that really fights back, like runs back. You understand? That's my problem with him. When you look at Kyle Walker is going to be facing Marcus Rashford, I think that's worth a battle to watch, because Garnacho hasn't going to hit to attain that experience to really sit down players like Kyle Walker. And I think Rashford has a chance to obviously exonerate himself this season and really show us that he may be really ready for the next season. Remember, the last time we played against Man City, he's the man responsible for that goal that he scored that gave us a lead for the first 56 minutes before Phil Foden levered and then broke the dreadlock to make it to 1. So that is Marcus Rashford for you. And for Garnacho, I think I can take on Vardio. He can take on Vardio. But if I told him Garnacho, if I'm taking on Vardio, I shouldn't be looking at him, or I shouldn't looking at running towards the byline. You know, go ahead, invert inside, and really put in that shot or that cross with your left side. All else, try to really hold that game, that ball, and really call in for a situation where United will overpower him and really wait for Adalo to really do what we call the overlapping run. If at all he really does the overlapping run, it can give us better and better results into the mix. So that is it for the man himself, known as known as Garnacho, but Scott McTominay is going to be very important in this game of football because he's that player that is going to be making those late runs, and Man City are going to find it hard to obviously deal with him because he's going to be like a free player. Like, he's going to be given a free role, but into the mid of the park, that's where he's really going to be playing. And this is what I called for, that we needed what we call a congested midfield. That's what we needed. We needed a congested midfield of Manchester United as we take on this side. And right now, I tell you, the manager is going to obviously get us that congested midfield, and I'm really excited to see to it that everything will go on as follows. So, Erik ten Hag, we have a strong belief we can win this game. A pretty much word for Erik ten Hag. That's what I was going to hate to say in here as Manchester United prepares to take on the side of Man City. But it's not into that mode that it would have gone ahead to be in if at all we hadn't gone ahead to get to the pressure coming in from people that the manager is going to be sacked. You understand? If we really felt hit like that, wouldn't have gone ahead to go for such. The problem is we are leaking like a water can. Do you know how a water can really leaks water? That's how United is really leaking, and that's a problem. News is coming out that Ten Hag is going to be sacked, yet the man has still a game to go, but we're here to see how things go on. Ten Hag on rumors suggesting this could be his last game in charge of Manchester United. He said, "I don't talk about my future. It's not about me. It's about the team and winning the cup. That's my manager. He doesn't talk about the future. He's talking about the team. It's not all about him. It's all about the team and winning the trophy." And this is why we are left so much in suspense. You know, Ten Hag has gone ahead to speak out on several things, and he is really not the man who will come out and give you what you want. He only gives you what he wants you to hear, but not what you want to hear. On Casemiro, he has said Casemiro is not 100%, and in that space around Phil Foden, we need a strong defense. So he's saying Casemiro has not gone ahead to make it into the squad of Manchester United because he's not 100% fit. Yet into that ilk, we need in a player who can come in through and put in a very, very, very huge shift into the mix. That's what we've been told by Erik ten Hag. Then he said we have to be, I'm just reading out the other laptop, we have to be on the front foot and be aggressive. It's about mentality. If you have a strong belief and are brave, then you have the opportunity. We had the opportunity last year but didn't take it. So playing on the front foot, I think that's a lie. I think that's the system that he wants to employ, or he wants his team to be playing like. But right now, there is no way you tell me that we should be playing at the front foot. How are we going to be playing at the front foot as the club of Manchester United? Because if you are going to play at the front foot against Man City, then you need to really score goals, because you are having a very huge gap between your goal line and the half area. Because if you are to play at front foot, that means you are going to play a high line. If you are playing a high line, there is a very huge space between Andre Onana and the center half line. How are we going to be defending like that? Yes, when you're having Varane and Lisandro Martinez, they showed it to us that they can really do that, but I don't think not in this game. Because Man City can really do the needful. They can really do that tiki-taka kind of football from their area, and in a space of like a minute, they are already into your 18 yards box area. All else even, find a line-breaking pass that will find our defense caught up, and then all will be prayers for the guy called Andre Onana. You understand? So I wouldn't like the club of Manchester United to find themselves in a position of playing a high line. Let's play a low block and let's invite pressure from Man City, because we are not a football possession side. You saw to it that even the sides of Arsenal, when they are playing Man City, they bowed down. They had to surrender the possession to the side of Man City. You remember? Even Real Madrid had to surrender possession to the side of Man City. No team has ever come in through and really won the possession when Man City wants to have it. So what we have to do is, I think we are going to be playing a low block, letting them come in through, and the plan is going to be simple. Go for that ball over top. Go for the ball over the top, and then you hit them onto the break. Ten Hag said, this year we want to win. The mode is very strong spirit. The mode is very good, strong spirit, strong belief, and tough opponents. And we have to give everything we have. Sacrifice, suffer, but be brave and let them suffer as well. That's what Ten Hag is going to hit to say. Talking about suffering, obviously, we have to suffer. If you have to beat Man City, you have to suffer, because City is a side that will come in through and really try to really overpower you in everything. They want to dethrone you, and everything will not really come on as planned. So let's wait and see how that pans out. But that is Manchester United in here for you. They're really doing everything in their reach to see to it that all goes as planned. But it's going to be really a hard one, I tell you. And I see a draw, and I see it ending in penalties, because I think we have all the quality to come in through and haunt the side of Man City. If they score one, we can score one. That is it. All you have to do is keep it tight at the back. Can Varane and Lisandro Martinez really help us? Can our midfield really create that compactness to see to it that Man City struggle? Because if you want to frustrate Man City, don't allow them get in an early goal. If it means them taking like 60 minutes to score, let them take that. And if at all we really get an advantage like we did last time and scored against them fast with the squad that we are having, I think we can do a better job, for the club of Manchester United. So we wait and see how that pans out. But smash the like button, guys. Smash it. Smash it. Only 13 people have gone ahead to smash the like button. Smash it like never before. Now let me go to your comments. Muzora Eli. Man United, 3 Arsenal fans. Hi, alright. Muhumuza Sam, he says 1-1. Joseph says, hey, already. What about Casemiro? Casemiro is not fit for this game. And the manager says he needs a lot of energy in that midfield that Casemiro won't go ahead to offer. That's what the manager is really telling us into this encounter and kind of game. And he's right, because there is no way you field a player who is not fit into this game of football, because he might really see himself injured. Yet he's one of those players that, one, if you want to sell him, he needs to be fit. He needs to be fit and get in like 30 million pounds. Then the other second reason is, if you want to keep him around to help you next season, you need to see to it that he doesn't get an injury. Let him get fit. After getting fit, he gets ready for the season. The good thing is that he's not part of the squad to play into the Copa America. That is it. He's going to be resting for like 2 months, because teams are going to be returning into their preseason around the 3rd week of July, meaning that they'll be resting for June and July. So that's what is going to be happening for these players of the club of Manchester United. So those are the two scenarios I'm really looking at for the Casemiro side. Then Isaac Okiring, he's saying, I'm not seeing Casemiro. I've explained to you why Casemiro is not part of the team. He's not part of the team because he's not 100% fit. The manager is saying he needs players that can run, that can run for the club and put their bodies on the line. So if he's unfit, he doesn't desire to come in here for you. That is it. But for Amrabat, I'm having a reservation for Amrabat, because I saw him give out balls cheaply. When you're playing Brighton against Newcastle, he did it. So, if he does that against Man City, they're going to penalize us. If you remember, the third goal we considered against Man City came in through as the reckless pass from Amrabat. So, Amrabat needs to watch out on his passes. The moment he loses out on a pass, he will be costing the club of Manchester United. He needs to be really very, 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 very on point as far as his plan is really concerned. Then David Sozirokani, lineup is out. Do give your prediction now. I told you, I see a draw. I see a 2-2 draw, and it's ending in penalties. According to me, that's what I see. Though Man City are the favorites to win. City are the favorites to win because City is the best side in the league. You know, in England, for the past 8 years, City have gone ahead to build a juggernaut that no team has gone ahead to really overcome apart from Liverpool. Arsenal didn't. Man United didn't. Liverpool just overpowered the side once, if you remember what they did. Isaac Okiring, this time around, United will win this cup. All right? I would also want to see United winning this cup. I'm seeing Sergio Ratcliffe really sloping down the steps of Wembley, and he's well done into his suit with a red tie, and he's feeling the pressure from the fans of Manchester United because they believe that Erik ten Hag shouldn't be sacked. And if at all they dare sack him, they are going to really dance to the music of what the fans of United are really preparing. Now, Henry J. Uganda, it's our win, Manchester United. Let's lift this trophy. I think it's going to be hard for us to register a win. I think the best way for us to win this trophy is forcing a draw, making it hard for City to score, and then you go to penalties. Then there you'll be having a chance. That is it. But right now, beating Man City, I tell you, it's like telling a young kid, you know, to obviously start looking after a family when he doesn't have a job and is really still young. Where can he get the money? You are like tasking Manchester United to go in for something that even the Arsenal side couldn't do. Because I believe Arsenal is one of the better sides into the Premier League, and they failed to stop the juggernaut of Man City. So, today is really a hard one. I tell you, it's really a hard one, and I don't want to come here and really give you false hope about this. I know the best way we can really at least lose respectively is by going to penalties. I know United can really score and really pack the bus and win, but I tell you, I don't really see us getting a win from Man City. I'm not saying we cannot win this trophy, we can win it, but I see us winning it on penalties. There is no way we can obviously go outside there and win it in a full 90 or extra time. You get, City is too good. Their bench has huge players. Though Man United has some, but I tell you, Man City is a side that is really, really uncomparable. Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Joe Glazer, and Avram Glazer are at Wembley today. You understand why they're there. And it's really one of those moments that you'd love to see to it that they feel the pressure of the fans. And I want to see the fans of Manchester United in those stands at Wembley sending the message out clear to the Glazers and Sir Jim Ratcliffe that Erik ten Hag in. We love Erik ten Hag here. And I think that's the only thing that can really make them be here and really understand exactly what the fans are really hearing. I want to see those banners flying, Erik ten Hag in. That's what I want to see. I want to see that happen at the stadium of Wembley. But all in all, it's not in our hands. It's in the hands of the Glazers and Sir Jim Ratcliffe on whether they are planning to keep Erik ten Hag or not. When you hear Erik ten Hag speak out, he's like, I'm having the job. I'm having it with my grip. But sources are really showing us that it's not going to go that side. Bruno Fernandes, the captain, obviously coming in through there in the tunnel, and he's having Lisandro Martinez behind him, and anytime from now they are going to be stepping onto the pitch. Sir Jim Ratcliffe, the man, Dave Brestfold, Erik ten Hag, really talking to his players and really energizing them, preparing them for the huge moment. But I think most of the players that are into this squad played in the final here last season. If you talk about them being nervous, none of them is Navy, I tell you. I think it's only Amrabat, Kobe Mainoo. Who else? Amrabat, Kobe Mainoo, Onana, who were really out of this. But the rest of the players were really available. The rest of the players were really available, and they know this occasion, and they have to bless it more and more and more and more. So we wait and see how that really goes on for the club of Manchester United. But I really feel the heat. It's really going to be one of those games that even Man City can come in through and really destroy you to the bone marrow, because they are that good. They are that good. But our defensive discipline needs to be very, very high. That is it. We don't need to concede stupid goals, make it hard for them to score, frustrate them. After frustrating them, those players will lose what we call concentration for just a second. And in the moment of football, the moment you switch off for a second, you know what happens? Your opponent can capitalize onto that and really beat you up. That's Man United for you. And we need to stop Man City from really winning a double. Last season, we had a chance to stop them from winning a treble, and we failed. If we fail again, I tell you, it will be very painful. That is it. Though for me, my main concern is on the manager. If we happen to keep Erik ten Hag here, good to go. If we happen not to keep him here, I'll be really very, very, very disappointed in the new people running the club of Manchester United. Daniel Etienne Nsazimana, I wish Man United to win today. All right, let's wait and see. I also wish to win today, but United are second favorites. You know that. We are second faves to win the game. And Agaba William, United will win 2-1 and Mainoo will score. You understand, right? Mainoo was going to hit to score big goals against Liverpool. You know, he scored against Wolverhampton Wanderers. He scored against Newcastle. He has shown us that he's a big game player. And Gary Southgate, the manager of England, is also singing the anthem of United Kingdom in there for you. It's no longer long live the Queen. It's now long live the King, because the Queen passed on in the year of 2022. Then I'm having Joel Muller. United is to win, bro. Go United. Go Joel Muller, watching you from Zimbabwe. How is Zimbabwe? How is Zimbabwe? Harare, man. Hope you're really having fun in Harare. I don't know where exactly you're in Harare, but thank you for watching in from Zimbabwe. All right, thank you for believing in Man United. But as I told you, we are second faves in this game. That is it. City are the favorites. But it's written nowhere that a team that comes in through to be a second fave can't beat a team that is being given the first priority to win the game of football. All we have to do is to fight. A team that shows urge of really winning this trophy will become in there as the guy to really lift the trophy. Then Agaba William, we need Zidane though. If you tell me you're bringing Zidane, Hans Flink, those kind of managers, I'm like, all right, let's get to a new journey with them. But you can't tell me that Erik ten Hag is out and you want to bring in McKenna. You get Pochettino, Thomas Tuchel, not really. Dizabi, not really. John Ken Uganda, but for me, I'm happy today. Man United. All right. Thank you for being happy. We pray to it that even at the end of the game, you keep the happiness. Agaba William, Ten Hag can't manage big names, and his reputation towards big name is bad, yet Old Trafford is for big names. Which big names? Now, tell me any of those managers on the list of Manchester United that can really manage big games. Pochettino, Tuchel, McKenna, Thomas Frank, Dizabi. If you tell me that we should get in a better manager like Zinedine Zidane, I could say, all right, I can really pay my ear to a person who really says Zinedine Zidane, because I know he has a lot to command into that dressing room. You get? But the likes of Dizabi, Thomas Frank, Thomas Tuchel, Pochettino, a set of failures to replace Erik ten Hag, no way I'm going to come out and really back that statement. That's why if you tell me Zidane, I say yes, I want Zidane. But talk of big names, Manchester United has not failed to manage big games, and Erik ten Hag has not going to fail to manage big games, because he still has Casemiro here, Varane, Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, And there is no day this manager is going to hit to lose the dressing room. He can manage big names. He can manage them. And United is transitioning. All the big name players at the club of Manchester United are on their way out. Casemiro, Varane, who else? So, all the big names they're talking about, this manager, most of them brought them in. So, I think we should all agree on to that. Erik Ten Hag can manage big games. If not Zizou, then we keep Ten Hag. That is it. Because for me, I was having two managers on my list. Hans Flick and Zinedine Zidane. Hans Flick has been confirmed as a manager of Barcelona, right? Now, if it's known to Zidane, don't talk about the other failures. Don't tell me about those guys. Don't tell me about those guys. Ten Hag stays here. Sendagire Joshua, we rather go with Zidane than other name. If you tell me Zidane is coming in to replace Erik Ten Hag, I'll tell you, you are too late for that, you know. Get him in immediately. But you tell me names of people like Dizabi, Thomas Frank, McKenna, Tuchel, Poch. No way. I rather keep Erik Ten Hag for that case. Sendagire Joshua, Man United for life. Guys, thank you very much for watching through. I'm gonna be back here when the game of football is done and dusted. Obviously, discuss the match day, the match reaction. It's gonna be really long one. Let me end the poll and see how you guys are gonna hit to vote in here. 72% I'm gonna hit to call in for United win, and 27% I'm gonna call in for City win. And Agaba is saying why Zizou is not talked about. I tell you, because they talked about him and he's learning English. He's learning English, and if at all he's learning English, his destiny is come to the Premier League. And remember, Jean-Claude is really one of the French people we're having at the club of Manchester United, and can easily come in through and really influence him to come to the club of Manchester United. It's possible for him to come in through, and it might be their wild card they're keeping in their chest that they haven't gone ahead obviously disclose to the fans of Manchester United. Right. John Ken is saying Zidane is so good to manage Man United. I think he can.